why is China building massive ships in the middle of a desert? Yeah, it sounds insane, and honestly, no other country has done anything like this before. This whole situation has sparked a ton of theories, but the truth is, not everything is fully clear yet. So let's break it down from the ground up and look at both the known facts and the possibilities. First, take a close look at these images. They look like aircraft carriers, right? Now, an aircraft carrier is basically a floating airbase. It has runways, control towers, missiles, advanced tech, everything needed to launch attacks anywhere in the world within minutes. But here's the strange part. Aircraft carriers need water to float. Yet in March 2025, the US Naval Institute released satellite images showing something shocking. China building aircraft carrier-like structures in the middle of the Taklamakan Desert. And this isn't just any desert. It's one of the largest in the world, spreading across more than 330,000 square kilometers, just endless sand and silence. But even in that harsh environment, China didn't just build one structure, they built multiple. In fact, it looks like an entire mock navy. Some of these structures closely resemble US aircraft carriers and warships. In one image, you can clearly see a structure that looks like a full-scale warship. In another, it even resembles a naval port. And here's where it gets even interesting. The same US Naval Institute confirmed that these structures are almost identical to real US designs. One of them matches the shape of the Gerald R class aircraft carrier, about 337 meters long. Another one looks just like an Arleigh Burke-class destroyer, complete with forward guns, vertical launch systems, and even a helipad. There's also a third structure that resembles a Nimitz-class aircraft carrier. The radar layout, the design, it's all very similar, just slightly smaller in size. So yeah, this is definitely not a coincidence. Now, if you zoom in a bit, you'll notice something weird. Right next to one of the carriers, there's a curved line. It almost looks like a railway track, but it doesn't behave like one. On one end, it goes into a building. On the other end, it just stops. And instead of being straight, it zigzags. So what is it? To understand that, we need to look at the bigger picture. China and the United States have been in a growing strategic rivalry. Military drills, alliances, tensions, it's all been escalating. So it's pretty clear China isn't just sitting still. But here's the reality. These aren't real ships, they're decoys. Satellite images show fake fighter jets, fake tanks, fake aircraft carriers, basically an entire simulated battlefield. And honestly, this kind of deception isn't new. Throughout history, militaries have used fake equipment to mislead enemies. Even during World War II, the US and its allies created fake armies, dummy tanks, and false radio signals to confuse German forces. China seems to be doing something very similar. These desert ships are actually target sites. They're being used to test advanced anti-ship missiles, like the DF-21D, often called a carrier killer. Unlike traditional missiles, this one is designed to hit moving aircraft carriers, and testing something like that in the ocean is extremely difficult. So instead, China builds full-scale models on land. These structures are made with metal outlines and sensors, allowing engineers to measure exactly how accurate and powerful the missile strikes are. Even that strange curved line we saw earlier, it's likely designed to simulate the movement of a real aircraft carrier. So instead of moving the ship, they move the target path. On top of that, China has also built other target systems, like radar setups, power grids, and defensive structures. Basically, they're simulating an entire enemy defense network. So now comes the big question. Is China actually preparing for a future where it can destroy real US aircraft carriers? Or is this all just a strategic move to send a message, to intimidate, to show capability, and to shift the balance of power? And it's not just the US. This could also be a serious concern for countries like India, because if these systems actually work, the rules of modern naval warfare could completely change.